Assalamualaikum and hi. In this video, we will be presenting about laws related to industrial hygiene in Malaysia. Let's start by introducing our team members. My name is Muhammad Ahmed Azmi Ataman. Second, we got one Yasmin Iliani. The third one, we got Nur Nunawira. For the objectives of this presentation, we will explain the law related to industrial hygiene in Malaysia and associate them with real case. Then we explain how the law protect the community. After that, we explain the weakness of the law, and the last one, we make recommendation for each law. Let's move on to introduction. Industrial hygiene plays a vital role in protecting workers, the community, and the environment from health hazard. In Malaysia, several laws and guidelines have been established to control exposure to physical, chemical, biological, and psychosocial hazard. These laws aim to ensure a safe and a healthy environment while supporting sustainable industrial development. Let's talk about Environmental Quality Act 1974. The Environmental Quality Act 1974, EQA 1974, protect the community by controlling pollution from industrial activities. The EQA 1974 protect community by control pollution to protect air, water, and land. The second one, it prevent the illegal dumping of toxic and scheduled waste. And the third one, it give power to the Department of Environment (DOE) to enforce the law. Let's talk about the case that relate with EKA 1974, which is Sungai Kekim Pollution 2019. The Sungai Kekim pollution is a major toxic pollution event that occurred at 2019 in Pasir Gudang, Johor, Malaysia. This caused by illegal dumping of chemical waste into the river, releasing toxic fumes that sickened thousands of people. This case violates the Section 25 of UKA 1974 restriction on pollution of inland water. It is prohibited for the unlicensed parties to emit, discharge, or deposit of environmentally hazardous substance, pollutant, or waste into the inland water. Let's talk about weakness of UKA 1974 for this case. First, insufficient penalties and fine. The damage to public health environment was far greater than penalties imposed. In the right side of the slide, you can see the subsection 3 of section 25 of UKA. It states that fine not exceeding 100,000 ringgit up to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 5 years or to both. For the second one, weak monitoring and enforcement. The illegal dumping at Sungai Kim Kim happened without early detection. This made the enforcement parties make a slow regulation. Let's talk about the recommendation for UKA 1974. First, stronger penalties and fines to the offence parties. So we put a longer prison duration for them in increased fine amount. The second one, strengthen monitoring and enforcement. For this one, it is for DOE. Increase inspection and surveillance in high risk area.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Nunawira, and in this session, I will talk about a real pesticide-related case in Malaysia that highlight the importance of a Pesticide Act 1974. In 2016, a food poisoning incident occurred in Batu Gajah Perak. Approximately 37 individuals became ill after consuming food from a roadside stall. The victims experienced symptoms such as vomiting, nausea, dizziness, and abdominal pain. Investigation by the Ministry of Health and the Chemistry Department Malaysia confirmed that the food was contaminated with carbamate pesticide residue. This indicates that pesticides were misused during food production or that contaminated ingredients entered the food supply. From an industrial hygiene perspective, this incident involved a chemical hazard with the main route of exposure being ingestion. Section 16 of the Pesticide Act 1974 plays a crucial role in protecting public health and food safety. This section states that pesticides must be used strictly according to the instructions that stated on the product label. The instructions include the correct dosage, method of application, safety precaution, and pre-harvest interval. In the Batu Gajah case, the detection of pesticide residue in food indicates that Section 16 was likely violated, either through excessive application or failure to follow safety interval. By enforcing Section 16, the Act helps prevent pesticide residue from entering the food chain and reduce chemical exposure to the public. From an industrial hygiene perspective, Section 16 functions as an administrative control that minimizes chemical hazard by regulating how pesticides are used. Proper compliance with Section 16 significantly reduces the risk of food contamination and pesticide-related poisoning. Despite its importance, the Pesticide Act 1974 has several weaknesses. One major weakness is poor awareness and understanding of label instruction among small-scale farmers and food handlers. Additionally, enforcement of Section 60 may be inconsistent, particularly in rural areas and informal food operation. These weaknesses increase the risk of pesticide misuse and food contamination incidents. In conclusion, the Batu Gajah food poisoning case highlights the serious consequences of failing to comply with Section 16 of the Pesticide Act 1974. Section 16 is a key provision that helps control chemical hazard by ensuring pesticides are used safely and responsibly. However, the effectiveness of this law depends on proper education, strict enforcement, and full compliance by all pesticide users. Safe pesticide is not only a legal requirement, but a shared responsibility to protect public health and food safety in Malaysia. For the recommendation, first, strengthen enforcement of Section 16. Stronger enforcement will help reduce misuse and prevent pesticide residues from entering the food chain. Second, enhance food residue monitoring. Regular testing of food products for pesticide residues should be increased to detect contamination early and prevent food poisoning incidents. Last one is training for pesticide user. This will improve the understanding of label instruction and reduce chemical exposure risk among the user.
The next case is pesticide reduced in vegetable. This case involved the detection of pesticide reduced that exceeded the permitted safety limits in vegetables, such as cabbage and mustard greens. These vegetables were produced in Cameron Highlands. The main issue happened due to improper pesticide application by farmers and failure to comply with safety guidelines, especially regarding the correct usage and timing of pesticide. So what actually happened in this case? First, pesticides were applied excessively by farmers and did not follow the recommended pre-harvest interval, also known as PHI. Next, the vegetables were harvested too soon after pesticide application, which did not allow enough time to pesticide to break down. As a result, the reduced level exceeded the allowable safety limits, making the vegetable unsafe for consumers. Relevant section under the Pesticide Act 1974. For this case, there are relevant sections under the Pesticide Act 1974 that apply. Section 16 refers to the use of pesticide contrary to label direction, where farmers did not follow the recommended instructions stated on the pesticide label. Section 20 involves offence and penalties which apply when farmers fail to comply with the regulations set under the Act. Next, enforcement action. In terms of enforcement action, inspection and sampling were carried out by the authorized to monitor pesticide reduce level. Vegetables that were found to contain excessive pesticide reduce were seized and destroyed to prevent them from entering the market. In addition, warning and legal action were taken against farmers who did not comply with the pesticide regulation. Impact on consumers and public health. This case has significant impacts on consumers and public health. Consumers were exposed to unsafe levels of pesticide use which can pose health risks. This situation increased the risk of food poisoning and long-term health effects, and it also leads to a loss of consumer confidence in agricultural produce. Furthermore, there is a potential economic impact on farmers and the agricultural sector. Next is recommendation. First, strict monitoring of pesticide reduce level. Second, regular testing should be conducted to ensure vegetable meat food safety and standard. Number 3, farmer education on pre-harvest interval (PHI). Number 4, farmers must be trained to understand and comply with PHI requirements. Number 5, compliance with label instructions. Number 6, pesticides should be used strictly according to approved label direction. Number 7, promotion of integrated pest management (IPM). Number 8, IPM practice should be encouraged to reduce reliance on chemical pesticides. Number 9, standard informants by authorized. Number 10, penalties should be imposed to deter unsafe pesticide practice.
In conclusion, industrial hygiene laws in Malaysia play a crucial role in anticipating, recognizing, evaluating, and controlling workplace and environmental hazards that may affect the human health. These laws are created not only for protect the workers, but also to safeguard the wider community from exposure to biological, chemical, physical, and psychosocial hazards.